guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm going to do my January book haul part 1. So yes, there will be 2 parts. I did bring quite a few books into my house this month, but for me it's still a win because I did not spend that much. I actually spent less money this month than I have, like, okay, fit my money than I have in many months, except for maybe December. I did cut back on that month as well. So again, my goal this year is to not spend anywhere near as much as I did the last 2 years. So I've cut my book budget down to a certain level, half of what it was last year. And so we'll see how it goes. I still plan to, like, as I said, go to library book sales, but I'm going to try to stop buying as much online. I have a tendency just to buy online when I see something that somebody else talks about that sounds interesting. So I am trying to back off on that. So, but this month is going to be different because I took books back to Pal's, our local bookstore. I took them in this week, this last week, to get credit, and I spent that credit. I used one gift card that I got from Christmas from Amazon, so I did buy a few books from Amazon, but they were all on a gift card. So that to me doesn't count because I bought it online, but yes, I was a gift card. Does that make sense? And then I did have one pre-order here I'm going to show, and one book that I bought from Book Depository that I wanted. And again, I'm trying to cut back on how much I buy, as I said, online from both places. So anyway, so let's just get into it. So the book I got from Book Depository, I got Out of Africa by Karen Bilnix. I think that's how you said it. I don't remember, what was the name, the other name that has her stuff under. There's another name. I'm not going to find it just because I was looking for it. So she had, as I said, she publishes first under a pseudonym, I believe. I think this is her. Anyway, I think this is a real name. I get confused. Anyway, so I watched the movie many years ago, but that's not why. It's mostly because I wanted to. I read about this again in A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. There was some mention of her and her book, and I don't know if I can't remember now if he edited it or read it before or something. There was some kind of connection to it, and so it made me stop and go back and look at it. And it's her memoir of her time in Kenya with her husband running a coffee farm. And again, I don't know a whole lot about it anymore. Again, I think the movie was from the 80s. I don't recall a whole lot, but I wanted to read this, and again, as a nonfiction, I wanted to read that. And again, I picked up quite a few books that after I read that Ernest Hemingway book. So this is another one that I would like to hit pretty soon. So that is I think the only nonfiction in this book haul. I did pick up 2 classics at Pal's with my credit. I picked up a new copy of The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. I had a Barnes & Noble Classics edition, which I didn't really like it. I'm trying to get, like, change them out with newer, different copies. I mean, they're fine. They're fine. But I had the Women in White in this edition, so I thought, oh, I'll just get this, and it was nice, and it's really, it's used, but it's not too bad off. So anyway, I have read this. I love this book. I can't wait till I read more of his books before I can go back and reread, but this is definitely one I will read in the future at some point. But again, it's a mystery of a woman who is gifted, or not gifted, inherits the Moonstone, which has a sordid history, and it's what happens when it goes missing. And it's a great mystery. I think it has one of the first detectives in a novel. It is very fascinating. I really enjoyed. Again, Wilkie Collins is an author I need to read more of because I've loved the books I've read so far from him, but I did want to get a new copy of that just because I had credit. I could do that. I also got 3 Men in a Boat and 3 Men on a Bummel by Jerome. So I've heard about this from several of the booktubers who put on Victober. And again, it's a Victorian novel. I can't remember which year it came out in, but again, it's supposed to be pretty funny, I guess, about 3 Men in a Boat. I don't know what happens. I don't even remember, but it sounded, that sounded interesting. And this one, this copy just happened to have both books. I guess there's, because I knew they were about the one, but I guess the second one is, I'm not sure. I don't have a clue. Does anybody know? I don't know. I just picked it up because it was a good copy and it was pretty cheap. Then I have a historical fiction I picked up, The Confessions of Young Nero. Hey, cat! Oh my god, he's stepping on my computer. Anyway, sorry. Cooper's in all my videos recently with me yelling at him. Anyway, so this is, you know, Nero as in Rome. And I heard some really good things about this, but it's about, you know, about his life and his problems with his mother and other things. So I don't know. I've never read any Margaret George. I just took a chance on it. I admit it. I had seen, I don't know if I've seen anybody, I don't think I've seen anybody read it. My cat is destroying things on my Anyway, so I don't know if anybody else has read this, if they thought it was good. I sounded fascinated about Rome and Nero, and he is, we'll see how it goes. I'm just not sure if it's going to be trying to justify everything or what. I'm not quite sure on Nero. We'll see. I did pick up River by Esther Kinsky, translated by Ian Galbraith. This is the book that Mel and Mel's Bookland Adventure and Britta Bohler are having in their Read More German books in 2020. So this was their, I think, the first quarter book. So I just picked it up. I couldn't get it from my library. They did not have it. So I don't know a whole lot about this. I just picked it up because it was on the list. But again, it talks about a woman moves to London and walks, but doesn't know quite why or how long. I'm not sure what's going on in this one. I have not a clue. I've just, I think someone said that this was she translates other people. I'm not sure, quite sure. But again, this is translated from the German. So that'll be, maybe that wasn't who it was. I don't remember how that all connects, but anyway, this was that one of the book. And I do want to try to read German books for that. I, of course, am on the lowest tier. I want to do the 1 through 5. I have a couple of books that are on my shelf. This is, I think, the only one I bought for this so far, but I want to try to read the ones that I own that I haven't got to. So, but this is one I bought that was new. So hopefully it'll be good. 2 books I got from Amazon with my gift card is I got 2 books in the Gail Carriger's Parasol Protectorate kind of realm world. These are 2 novellas that come kind of in between the Custard Protocol and we have Romancing the Werewolf, which is following 2 of the characters from the Protected Protocol, and then we have How to Marry a Werewolf, which is a little later, and it has to do with one of the werewolves that's been through all the books, and a woman who comes over from America trying to get married. Something like that. I have not read these. These are both, I need to catch up on the Custard Protocol, which is the 4 books series that I've only read the first book. I need to read at least one more before I can read this one, I think. I'll have to go back and check. But again, I got them. I got physical copies because Gail Carriger is one of my favorite authors, and I just, I probably have this one on ebook. I might even have this one on ebook, but I just thought I had a gift card and they dropped in price that day for some reason, so I just bought them. So hopefully I'll get to those pretty soon because I'm going to reread the first book in the Custard Protocol and then continue on. Now again, you want to start with Soulless in the Parasol Protectorate before going to the Custard Protocol series, but anyway, I'm just putting it out there. Anyway, my one pre-order that has come in is Come Tumbling Down by Seanan McGuire. This is book 5 in the Wayward Children series. I have them right there. I'm looking forward to reading this. These are not my, this follows Jack, and I'm not sure how much of Jill. I've looked at it. I don't want to know anything. I guess, but it follows from the characters, Jack and Jill, from the first book and the third book. Third book was, no, is that wrong? No, second book. So the second book was Down Among the Sticks and Bones, and it's not my favorite. I like Jack. I'm not really big on Jill, but we'll see how this goes, because I don't know how it's going to continue as the stories go on. As I said, most of these I've really liked. I did pre-order this. I probably didn't need to, but I'm hoping to pick it up in the next couple weeks pretty soon, because as I said, people are reading it and it's not very long. And again, I want to know what happens. I have to wait it's one a year, so I need to figure. So anyway, it's Wayward Children, so it's like they're kids who go through doors and then they come back from those fantastical worlds and have to deal with reality, and they don't deal with it very well. And it's kind of following them all at Eleanor West's Home for Wayward Children. So it's kind of grouped around that place where their parents send them because their problems. Anyway, so these are all really fun. At least I've enjoyed all of them. Maybe some different ones at different levels, but I'm looking forward to picking up that one. And then at Pals, I picked up a couple of romances. I picked up an anthology of How the Dukes Stole Christmas. So this one has Tessa Dare, Sarah McLean, Sophie Jordan, and Joanna Shroop. So I've only read Tessa Dare, and the other three I've always wanted to read. So this will be a good, I think, introduction. It's a Christmas one, so I don't know if I'm going to get to it right now. It might be Christmas before I get to it. But I saw Sarah at Steeped in Books talk about this. I think this was that monthly read or something. I don't know. I think a couple other people were reading it as well that month. I cannot remember. But I couldn't find it on sale or find a cheap copy, so I didn't buy it until now. But I have it now, so I want to try that. I like historical romances, so it should be fun. They just sound fun. And then I picked up Lisa Kleypas? Is that how she says her name? I'm not sure. Coldhearted Rake, which is the first book. Oh, I don't remember what the series is called. Oh, the Ravenels, book 1. So I have not tried her. She again is one I want to try. I have several. I've collected now again a couple of the first books of series by different historical romance authors that I want to try. This is another one. It was credit, and it was a used copy, and it looked good, so I'm gonna try it out. I don't know anything about the premise. I don't remember anymore. Sorry, but I hear it's good, I think. What do you think? I did pick up 2 mysteries. So one of them was A Test of Wills by Charles Todd. I picked this up after seeing, I think, Steve Donoghue talked about the current book that just came out, or is just about to come out. I think he got it in one of his mail hauls, or he picked it up at the Brattle. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, I went back to find the first book, and the first book is A Test of Wills. It's a Inspector Ian Rutledge novel. And the reason I picked it up is because it's right after World War I, and it's an inspector for the Scotland Yard. And so I thought it was interesting because he's suffering from, well, post-traumatic stress kind of thing. And, but he's, in law enforcement and dealing with murderers. Anyway, I just thought it'd be an interesting, different mystery. As I said, I've collected a couple of mysteries too that I need to try. But another series, I don't know, me and series, way too many. And then the last book I picked up with part of my gift card from Amazon was Resurrection Bay by Emma Viskick. I don't know. How do you say that? This is an Australian author, mystery series. I thought it was, I'm pretty sure I saw this on Jaclyn's 6 Minutes for Me channel. I think she was talking about the second book, but mentioned this one too. I'm not quite sure. But I did pick up the first one because it sounded interesting, because it has to do with a man, I think he's deaf, and his friend was brutally murdered, and he goes back to try to figure out what's going on, and it's somehow he and maybe somebody else from the area is connected with something. I'm not sure. Oh, his ex-wife is somehow involved. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, I'm hoping to read this. If not before, it'll probably be if they're doing Aussie April this year. I have another Australian book to try. And as I said, I'm trying to get back some mysteries. I do have a love for mysteries that I've kind of not been reading as much as I wanted to. So I picked up that one, hoping that in April, if they do that, I can read that. We'll see. So that is the first part of my book haul. I just said I didn't spend that much money on here. The 2 books that I spent money on was the pre-order, Come Tumbling Down, and then Out of Africa I bought from Book Depository, and the rest of them all were from store credit, except for I had to pay like $2.48 because I went a little bit over. So really I'm still pretty good. So anyway, the next book haul will be all the stuff I got with my dad at Pal's downtown, because this Pal's is the one on Cedar Hills. Just there's like 3 locations. So the one downtown book haul will be part 2 plus my last pre-order of the month. So that is it. If you've read any of these books or think any of them I should pick up sooner rather than later, let me know. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.